guys, it's Adam from BB Barbecue. Welcome to my channel. On today's episode, I've got this massive tomahawk ribeye. I'm going to show you guys how to cook it on your Weber Kettle. For today's tomahawk steak, we're going to be using some Montreal seasoning. You're going to want to layer this on pretty heavy because this is what's going to create that crust. We're going to show you guys how to reverse sear this baby. So you want to get a nice, even, heavy coat on there. Pat it in a little bit. Going to hit all the sides. And you're just going to kind of put this around on the cutting board to get the rest of that side seasoned. There we go. Seasoned up cowboy ribeye. That thing is ginormous. Alright, the other thing that we're going to be doing, we're going to take our meter thermometer. This is a wireless thermometer. You're going to go center mass on that steak, and we're just going to put it right in the middle. So this will give us a way to track our temperatures while we're cooking it on that offset method before we sear that steak. So we're shooting for around 125 to 130, or even 135 is fine. What you want to do is get around that medium rare temperature. So then when we sear it, it'll take it just a little bit further so that inside will be cooked perfect and we'll have a nice crust on the outside. Alright, so our coals are nice and hot. For today's cook, we're using B&B hardwood lump. So we're going to take these and we're going to dump them right on one side of the grill. There we go. So what we're doing is we're creating a hot spot on that side of the grill, so then we can cook the steak on the opposite side, on that cool side, just to get the internal temperature exactly where we want it. So we're just going to kind of even these out a little bit, get them all on this side, and then we'll put our grate on and bring it up to temperature. Now we're going to put the grate on. Ooh, that boy is hot, hot. Then when you put your lid on, you want to make sure that the exhaust is over that cool side so we can already start that flow of heat. So our grill has come up to temperature. The hood temperature over the coal bed is 400. So I know running this pit, that cool side is usually about 100 degrees cooler. So what I'm going to do is put this steak on that cool side. So you open your grill up. You've got your meter thermometer tracking that temperature. You're going to put it just like that on that cool side with the exhaust vent right over top. And then we're going to let that go for 10 minutes. Alright guys, so it's been 10 minutes now. And we're going to check on that steak. We've been tracking it on that meter thermometer. So we're going to check that bad boy. It's looking good so far. We're going to flip that baby over. Alright, now we got that thing flipped over. So we're going to let it go on this side for 10 more minutes. Alright, so it's been 20 minutes, guys. We're going to check on this steak. We're running about 85 degrees right now. I told you it's going to take a while just because it's a really, really thick piece of meat. But this is the way to get that internal temperature, what you want, before you start searing the outside. So what we're going to do, we're going to flip it one more time. And if you ain't got no gloves, you just lick your fingers. Grab that bone. Flip it over. There you go. So we'll let that go for another 10 minutes. Alright guys, so we're approaching that 30-minute mark. We're going to do our last flip. So let's check it out. So that thing's got some good color to it. It's looking really, really nice. So we're checking it with that meter. Like I said, it's at 110 right now. So it'll take one more flip and then we'll be ready to sear it. So what you're going to do this time, take your beer, kind of rub your hand on it there. You're going to grab that bone, flip it over, just like that. So we're going to let that go for until it hits 125 to 130 range. Then we'll show you guys how I like to sear that thing. Alright guys, so we have hit that internal temperature of 130. It's been about 40 minutes. Like I said, it's a slow cook just because that meat's so thick. So we're going to check on that thing. And this is the fun part of the cook. So you lose the top of that grill. Let's pull that meter thermometer. We're done with that. Pull that out. And then we're going to open the vents wide open. Let's get some flames kicking up on them coals. So now you're going to let it sit here for about 1 to 2 minutes. We're going to start getting some flames kicking up on that lump charcoal. Then we're going to sear this bad boy. Alright guys, so we got some flames coming up over those coals. So I think we're ready to sear this thing. So what you're going to do, take this thing, put it right over top of them coals. We're going to get a nice flame right above it. So this is the fun part of the cook, because you're going to get a nice hot exterior. It's going to sear that meat, and the interior is going to be perfect. Good God, boy, that thing is hot. Let that go for about 45 seconds. Let's flip this thing over. Woo, yeah. Look at that. That's perfectly seared. We got a nice sear on that. We're going to hold it off, let it calm down for a second. All right, let's let that calm down. Now we're going to do the other side. There you go. Just like that. We're going to let it go for about 30 seconds to a minute. Look at that. That's nice and seared, boy. We're going to throw it on that other side just for a second. Then it's almost done. Alright, now that we've seared this thing and finished it off, we're going to let it sit for 10 minutes. We're going to let it rest and reabsorb all those juices. Alright guys, so it's been 10 minutes. We've let this thing rest. The juices are pouring out. First thing we're going to do, we're going to follow this bone. Alright, you're going to want to follow that bone. We're going to separate it from that meat. The juices are pouring out all over the place. What you're going to want to do with this bone, give it to your dog or something like that. They'll enjoy it. Put that to the side. Now we're going to slice into this thing. You don't want to leave any meat on there. You're going to want to get all that meat off. So now we're just going to slice into this thing. See what the inside looks like. Super tender. Boy, that thing has a good char on the outside, but it's cooked perfectly on the inside. You can definitely tell with all that juice coming out. That's the important part of cooking a steak, is letting it rest. Let's see here how we did. Oh yeah. That thing looks good. A little bit more done than I would want, but it's super tender and juicy. You can't really argue with that. So it's more about medium. That thing looks good. All that juice is pouring out. So we're going to let it sit here for a second, and then we're going to bite into it. Alright guys, so I'm going to take this piece here. I'm going to rub it around in that juice, and we're going to give it a try here. You can't beat that. I think I might have overcooked it just a little bit, boy, but you can't tell from that tenderness. It is so tender. It's just melting your mouth good. While I kill this steak, guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching my videos. See you down the road.